You want to know what's wild? Most people think that fasting ends the moment food touches their lips. But here's the truth your body wishes you knew. Your gut lining at the end of a fast is like fresh soil after a fire. What you plant first determines whether you grow a garden or a weed patch. I've seen people nail a 5-day fast, feeling light, clear, amazing, only to break it with pizza and spend the next 2 days in bed with migraines, bloating, and the sinking feeling that they just wasted their entire fast. Welcome to Longevity Lifestyle, where we combine ancient healing wisdom with modern science to bring you natural solutions that actually work. And today, we're diving into the art and science of refeeding. In other words, how to break your fast without breaking your body. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what to eat, what to avoid, and how to turn this vulnerable transition into a healing superpower that most people completely miss. You see, here's what nobody tells you. The refeeding phase is where the magic actually locks in. And there's one mistake people make in the first 30 minutes after fasting that can undo everything. I'll tell you exactly what that is in just a minute, but first, let's talk about why your body is so sensitive right now. Think about what just happened. You've been fasting, maybe for 16 hours, maybe 5 or more days. Your digestive system has been on vacation. Right now, your digestive fire, which is what transforms your food into nutrients, is down to embers, and it needs to be gently stoked back into full effect. So here's what's actually going on inside you. Your stomach has stopped producing as many digestive enzymes, your bile production has slowed down, and your gut microbiome has shifted into conservation mode. This is not a bad thing. This is your body being incredibly intelligent. Instead of breaking down food, it's been focusing all that energy on repair, cleanup, and cellular renewal. But here's the problem. If you suddenly eat a heavy meal that's already a lot of work for your stomach to break down on a regular day, it's a total shock to the system. Western science calls this phase metabolic reactivation. Your metabolism needs time to gently wake up, not get shocked with a defibrillator made of cheese and bread. If you jump straight into heavy foods, you'll be looking at gas, bloating, fatigue, brain fog, and worst of all, rebound inflammation. All that healing work your body just did, it can reverse faster than you think. So the question isn't just, what do I eat? It's how do I honor this transition? But before we get into that, drop me a comment and tell me what brought you to this video today. Are you interested in fasting and just doing your homework before you get started? Or maybe you've tried fasting before, but broken it horribly. If that's the case, what's the worst thing you've ever broken a fast with? I want to hear your horror stories. Mine involved coffee and regret. Lots of regret. All right, now let's dive into the protocol. I want you to think of this as a ritual, not a restriction. You're not depriving yourself, you're rebuilding. Both Ayurveda and natural hygiene agree on one thing. Breaking the fast is the most important part of the fast. Natural hygiene practitioners observed that more people got sick from breaking a fast improperly than from the fast itself. Here's their rule of thumb. Your refeeding time should be about half the length of the time you fasted. So if you fasted for 3 days, take 1.5 days to gradually reintroduce food. This gives your digestive system time to wake up without getting shocked. Now, natural hygiene is known for therapeutic water fasting, and they traditionally start refeeding with juicy raw fruits like watermelon, oranges, and grapes. Ayurveda, on the other hand, is known for gentler khichdi cleansing and emphasizes warm, cooked foods to rebuild your digestive fire, what they call agni. I tend to lean towards the Ayurvedic approach, and here's the science that backs it up. Humans don't produce the enzyme cellulase needed to break down the cellulose in raw vegetables. We rely on gut bacteria to ferment it, which is inefficient. Cooking breaks down those tough cell walls and makes the nutrients much more bioavailable. Plus, fasting makes you cold. like hands and feet like ice even when it's hot out kind of cold. Your metabolism has slowed down, and raw, cold foods can extinguish what little digestive fire you have left. Not to mention, they'll make you feel even colder. So unless you naturally run very hot, warm cooked foods are usually the safer, gentler path. But first, a warning. The second anything, even warm broth, touches your lips, your body is going to scream, "Food! Eat everything now!" This is normal. This is your survival instinct kicking in. But this is also where most people blow it. They skip all these steps and binge a massive meal. Don't be that person. You've come this far, so stay with me through the process and let's break this down step by step. Your first move? Warm liquids. I'm talking things like warm lemon water with a pinch of Himalayan or Celtic sea salt, herbal teas like ginger, fennel, or chamomile, and light vegetable broth. No chunks yet, just the liquid. Why warm? Because cold liquids extinguish agni. Your digestive fire needs to be kindled, not drowned. Think of it like starting a campfire. You wouldn't pour ice water on it to get it to light, right? You'll also want to sip slowly. Let your stomach wake up gently. You're signaling to your body, hey, we're back in business, but we're taking it easy. Step 2 is adding easily digestible solids a few hours after your warm liquids. I'm talking about things like stewed apples with cinnamon, papaya, watermelon, or my all-time favorite, khichdi. Khichdi is an Ayurvedic rice and lentil porridge. It's one of the most delicious things ever. Split mung beans, which are easy to digest, white basmati rice, a little ghee, and digestive spices. It's been used for thousands of years in Ayurvedic cleansing because it's sattvic, a word that means pure, balancing, and healing. I'll leave my recipe for you in the description. Here's the key. Everything should be cooked, warm, and lightly spiced. No cold salads or raw veggies yet. Your gut needs the pre-digestion that cooking provides. Now, step 3 is to gently stoke that fire back to full strength by taking digestive spices, either as teas, such as ginger tea or CCF, which stands for cumin, coriander, and fennel, or you can add spices to your meals as you're cooking. But here's a non-negotiable. Chew your food slowly. Digestion starts in your mouth. If you're inhaling your food, your stomach is going to struggle. Put your fork down between bites if you have to. Breathe and let your body catch up. Now, step 4 is the part most people skip, and it's crucial. And that is, don't eat on a schedule. Eat when you feel real hunger. Here's how you know the difference. False hunger feels desperate, shaky, and irritable. That's blood sugar talking, or habit, or emotion. True hunger feels clean, steady, and clear. Your mouth might water slightly and you'll feel ready for food, not frantic. In Ayurveda, we also learn to look at the tongue. If it's still heavily coated with a white or yellow film, your body is still detoxifying. Stay with the lighter foods, the broths, the khichdi, the stewed fruits, for a little longer. When your tongue is pink and clear and your energy feels stable, that's your green light to progress to fuller, more complex meals. Now, I'm going to give you a quick self-assessment checklist that I'll put up on the screen so you can pause to take a screenshot or write it down. Before progressing on to heavier meals, ask yourself these 3 questions. Is my tongue still coated? Do I have steady energy? And is my hunger calm and clear? This is your body's feedback system. Listen to it. You're not following a rigid timeline. You're co-creating with your own intelligence. Are you realizing now that there's actually a method to this madness? Do me a favor and hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this video with more people who are trying to heal themselves naturally. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. That way, you won't miss what's coming next. All right, now let's talk about what not to do. So here's what most people do to sabotage themselves. They finish their fast and then binge on everything they've been missing. And it's not your fault. Your brain is wired to crave dense calories after restriction. It's survival mode. But just because your brain wants it doesn't mean your gut can handle it. For all of the following, you'll want to wait until after you have slowly and fully reintroduced healthy and easily digestible foods and have been back on full meals for a week or two before coming back to the bad stuff. I mean, ideally you wouldn't go back, but I'm trying to be realistic here. First and foremost, no coffee on an empty stomach. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm speaking from experience here, so trust me when I tell you it does not feel good. Coffee spikes cortisol and floods your system with stress hormones when you're trying to restore calm. If you need caffeine, wait until you've had at least one solid meal. Second of all, and I hope this one's obvious, but no alcohol. Alcohol is literally a toxin. That's why they call it intoxicated. Your liver just spent days detoxifying. Don't hand it more work wrapped in a wine glass. Third is no heavy proteins or processed fats. Your body doesn't have the enzyme army ready for steak, fried chicken, or anything greasy. You'll end up bloated, exhausted, and wondering why you feel worse than you did before you fasted. And last but not least, no cold smoothies or iced drinks. I know green smoothies feel healthy, but cold, raw, blended food is one of the hardest things to digest, not only because they're cold, but also because people tend to put a bunch of stuff in the blender that doesn't combine well in your stomach. If you can't live without smoothies, be mindful of food combinations, make them room temperature, and add warming spices like ginger or cinnamon. Look, if you're watching this at the end of your fast and you've already broken it the wrong way, don't spiral. Your body is resilient. Just start this protocol now, even if it's a day late. Healing isn't all or nothing. Give yourself grace and keep moving forward. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. In Ayurveda, refeeding isn't just about what you eat, it's about rebuilding your ojas. Ojas is your vital essence, your immunity, your inner glow. It's what makes you resilient, radiant, and strong. The first 24 hours after fasting are sacred. This is when your body is most receptive. You're not just refueling, you're reprogramming. And here's where it gets personalized. Different body types need slightly different approaches. If you're someone who tends to run cold, get anxious, and your friends might call you scattered, you're what Ayurveda would call a Vata type. You need grounding and oily foods. Think khichdi with extra ghee, cooked root vegetables, and warm soups. You're the one who needs the most fat and the most warmth. If you run hot and often get described as intense, driven, and maybe even a little spicy, you're known as a Pitta type. You need cooling foods, coconut water, cucumber, cilantro, and sweet fruits like mango or melon. Skip the chili and hot spices for now. The natural hygiene protocol, those raw cooling fruits, is actually perfect for you. Now, if you tend to run slow and steady, are relatively grounded, sometimes sluggish, and might describe yourself as big-boned, you're known as a Kapha type. You need light and warming foods. Think steamed greens, mung bean soup without the rice, ginger tea, and bitter greens. You need less fat and more stimulation. Now, if you're still with me, I'd like to give you some bonus tips. Just a few tiny rituals that make a massive difference in turning detox into a lifestyle. Bonus tip 1 is tongue scraping and oil pulling first thing every morning. These practices done in this order remove the toxins from your mouth that your body purged overnight. You'll want to do this before swallowing anything. Bonus tip 2, drink warm lemon water before anything else. This gently wakes up your digestion. And finally, bonus tip 3, abhyanga, which means warm oil self-massage. Even just 5 minutes with warm sesame oil 20 minutes before your shower grounds your nervous system and supports detox through your skin. These daily self-care rituals are what takes fasting from a one-time detox event into a sustainable longevity practice. Remember, fasting isn't punishment. It's not deprivation. It's repatterning. You're teaching your body a new language of self-healing. All right, let's take a breath and check in. To recap, I'm going to put your fast breaking protocol up on the screen as a checklist, so you can pause again and take another screenshot. I'll wait. Okay, if you're ready to learn more about fasting, check out these other 2 videos right here. In one, I break down the difference between cleansing and fasting, the science behind fasting, and when you should and shouldn't fast. In the other, I give you a step-by-step protocol on how to best prepare your body for the safest and smoothest fast possible. Watch all 3 for the complete cleansing experience. And remember what I said before, detox is a lifestyle, not just something you do 1 week out of the year. And that is the secret to longevity. Until next time.